In the heart of Portsmouth's downtown Market Square lies one of the oldest bank buildings in the country. The original New Hampshire Bank was built in 1803 and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, from bank to barbecue, if you're looking for mouth-watering ribs, chicken wings, and every side dish you can imagine, Portsmouth Feed Company is the place to go.
We wanted to take a play on like an updated honky-tonk style bar and bring in like classic barbecue flavors and just have a name that kind of encompassed all of that. We have a lot of good stuff. The brisket is our baby. The rub, the low and slow smoke, the juicy texture, the flavor, that is our star on the menu.
Lauren Pariseau and her husband Henry walked into this building in early 2020. They were struck by its natural beauty and historic features. The stained glass dome on the ceiling depicting the seal of New Hampshire. And the old bank vault serves as a dining area.
It's such a jaw-dropping moment when you first walk in the restaurant. It's something else. It really does take your breath away because the natural architecture of the space is just really astounding. A good tie-in of past and present.
Lauren and Henry own a restaurant in Beverly, Mass. and wanted to expand, but there was still that matter of a pandemic.
Knowing this space and knowing Portsmouth and the vibe of the community here, we fell in love with the place and just wanted to be here so badly we had to make it work.
But there is nothing historic about the Portsmouth Feed Company's menu. Traditional New England barbecue with a new twist on classic dishes like mac and cheese with chopped bacon paired with a fried chicken sandwich, Brussels sprouts, tater tots, creamed corn with a spicy sauce, and just about every taco combination you can think of.
The smoked meats that we use on the tacos, and then we have fresh fish as well.
And of course, mouth-watering ribs, brisket, and chicken wings, the most popular on the menu.
They have a nice, almost sweet, smoky flavor to them. You can get them with a variety of either rubs or sauces. These ones have our house rub on them.
With so much to sample, I thought I should start with the ribs. Turned out to be a really good choice.
That's really good. Really good. Oh, yeah.
The bar specializes in craft cocktails, and there is an array of large screen TVs. A great place to watch a game or check out the live music, local bands every week. And in the warmer months, plenty of outdoor space to take in Portsmouth's Market Square. Oh, and there's even a seat for your pup.
We want to be welcoming to everybody. We want to be that neighborhood spot that, the community in Portsmouth feels is their hometown restaurant or hometown bar. We want to be a great place for people who are visiting from out of town to come in and have a wonderful experience and get a little taste of what it means to be in the city.
Portsmouth South End, this area was known as Puddle Dock. So this new restaurant, located by Strawberry Bank Museum, pays tribute to the old days of the Puddle Dock neighborhood. The Puddle Dock restaurant honors Portsmouth's past by serving up heartwarming fare with a nod to the old days. Owner Ryan Lent describes it as a modern colonial menu.
We're trying to bridge the gap between comfort food and fine dining. And I feel like we've done that.
Ryan grew up in Portsmouth and wasn't daunted about opening a restaurant during a pandemic. When he was a boy, this building was the Dunaway General Store at Strawberry Bank.
When I first walked into the building in July of 2020, I had instant memories of the post office that was in the back corner, of the pickle barrel out front, the penny candy counter that I used to visit. It was really emotional when I first came in. This building is one of the most beautiful buildings in Portsmouth. With the post and beam. The beams themselves are 300 to 400 years old. We wanted to get out of the way of the building, so we decided to go with a minimalist style. tried to stick true to our roots, and I think we've done that. You know, we have a cottage pie on the menu, we have a chicken pot pie on the menu.
Executive Chef Derek Clough says cottage pie is definitely a favorite.
Doesn't seem to matter how many we make for a day, they just all sell.
And in a city like Portsmouth, fresh fish is a must. Roasted halibut with squash, Brussels sprouts, and pickled red onions, along with the always popular mussels. There's also a pear salad and an Old English side dish you don't see on many menus nowadays, Yorkshire pudding, popover filled with braised short ribs, a must try. Desserts during colonial times relied on the crops, so apples and pumpkins topped the fall dessert menu at the Puddle Dock. This is an old-fashioned apple pan dowdy, heavy on the apples, not the crust.
And it's an apple pie, just with a crust that's very different. And then it just gets ice creamed.
The Puddle Dock has a full bar with plenty of original cocktails. The atmosphere is warm. The decor takes a page out of Portsmouth's history books. Old photos of the neighborhood in Strawberry Bank. Above the bar is a painting of the USS Ranger that was built in Portsmouth and captained by the father of the American Navy, John Paul Jones.
For us, it's not just about the food, it's about the service and the experience. It's about the ambiance, it's about the location, and it's about the feeling you're going to have, not just while you're here, but when you leave.